All right. I'd like to welcome everyone back to a Dice Roll Away From presents A Noob Experience. Once again, we're here with my two beautiful daughters, Kiara and Chloe. If you tuned in last episode, you saw them go to a haunted house. But if you didn't tune in, basically what happens, these two girls were wanting to join a local club of kids. The kids told them that if they went to this haunted house and stayed the night there and then brought back a cup from the attic, that they could join their club. The girls had heard this house had all kind of crazy things happen in it before. They didn't quite believe it, but they knew that their parents had always told them like scary stories about it just to get them to behave. So they go up there, they try to break in, couldn't get broken into on the front at the front door. Big bolt of lightning scared them all. They eventually ended up going through the basement where they met up with a big ugly spider. They killed the big ugly spider, and after that they saw what looked like a cute puppy skull, but they burnt the spider web away to find an entrance upstairs, and now we begin with them standing at a door upstairs. So what do y'all do?
But the dog went.
Yeah, the dog fell down. You burnt the web off of the dog, and the spiders crawled out of its mouth.
And then, smell nuts. A lot of creepy things is going on in here.
Yeah.
The dog just fell down by itself. I'm
What?
sorry for this. The dog just fell down by itself. A lot of creepy things going on.
So that's what Summer just told. Well, Ash just told you. What do you say?
I was like, yeah, well, it's actually kind of, the dog skull is cute to me, but I don't think you can get it.
I mean, you can go back down there and get the dog skull if you want and take it with you. You got a backpack if you want to take that cute dog skull. It might come in handy later, you never know. Or it could just be a stinky dog skull.
Like, I learned that you can help bones, if you get a rock and a bone and start scraping it towards the wood, it can make a fire.
There you go. Maybe you might need it.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go back down there and get that dog skull?
Yeah, we can use it thousands of times too.
All right. So you see, Ash basically tells you you see a bunch of creepy things going on. Actually, Summer tells you, hey, I think I really like that dog skull. So you see her going back downstairs. You're still standing at the door, but the light's pretty decent enough for her to still see the dog skull. So you want to touch the dead dog body and try to rip the skull off?
I'm like this.
All right, so roll your d20. It's the blue one.
Oh, here it goes. Oh, here's. Oh, I'm gonna go. 10.
10?
Ooh.
All right, well, it was... yeah, you got it. So you're rustling around with it. You feel it start to go away a little bit. And you rip off the little dog skull. Still got some old dry pieces of skin on it, and it smells really bad. Like it stinks. But now you got a dog skull, so you're gonna put it like in your backpack or something.
Yeah, just to help if the torch goes out, we can light it again.
All right.
And
I mean, it could be a magic dog skull. You never know. Could have been like a magic dog.
And I'm like, why do you need that stinky dog? It's just bones. Why do you not get that? And I was like, because if we need it, let's find a rock and we could scrape the rock and the skull together, and if the torch goes out, it can make a fire. So wait, hey, stop there a second. Where's the cup? We're supposed to get a cup.
It's upstairs in the attic. And when you were outside, you saw the building was 3 stories. It means there's 3 different more floors. And you're in the basement, so it doesn't even count. So there's 3 more parts of the house you got to get to before you even get to the attic. And you can hear while you're downstairs arguing about the dog skull, the rain, and you can hear thunder outside. But both got to roll a d20. She rolled a 19. When y'all roll
We both got 4.
No, she had a 19 first. Next time y'all roll, wait till one of them's done before you roll again so it doesn't bump it out of the way. But you hear, like, if you're like someone's living upstairs or something, you hear someone walking, you think you hear footsteps upstairs walking, and it stops for a second, and you hear it again, and it kind of sounds like fades off into the distance. I don't think y'all are alone in this house. I mean, you already know that. You saw a big evil spider, but it sounds like someone else is upstairs in that room upstairs we're about to go to.
Come on. Okay, if we go up there, we're going to get spotted. Have your dagger out to be ready.
I mean, you can if you want. If you want.
I'm getting scared. Me too. I was about to say that. I'm getting a little nervous.
So are y'all gonna go upstairs in that?
Can I hold my torch and my dagger at the same time?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can, but the only reason you really need a torch right now is because you're downstairs in the basement. So it may still be light. Like, you can see a little bit of light coming underneath that door y'all are standing next to. But as y'all are sitting there debating on what to do, you hear like behind y'all. Y'all turn around and look.
Spider.
Y'all turn around and look. None of y'all turn around. So it's either turn around and look or go through that door. So you're gonna turn around
and look.
So you see 50 or 60 little baby spiders. They're about this big, starting to climb up the steps towards where y'all are at as y'all are sitting there arguing about whether or not y'all are gonna go upstairs. So, and they're getting closer by the second. So it's either go through the door or fight 50 or 60 little spiders.
I do this with my torch and I like stomp my foot.
They stop for a second and then they start moving again. Like, they don't care. I think they found out you killed their mama. So it's, what do y'all want to do? Y'all got about 5 seconds to think about it. Five,
hurry,
four,
go out the door and slam it.
Alright, so y'all go busting out through the door. So y'all grab the door handle and it flies open, wasn't even locked. Y'all get upstairs and you're like in this little bitty, looks kind of like a place where they'd stored grain and like just dry foods and stuff. It's like a little locker or closet type of thing. So y'all shut the door behind y'all. Alright, so you shut the door behind y'all. There's a window in the room, so there's a little bit of light coming through, but you can hear it's just pouring down rain outside. And like the rain's kind of like dripping through the boards that are blocking the window up. But you don't, and you sound, as you slam the door, like you don't hear the spiders anymore. So y'all are standing in this room. It's about, it's a decent, it's about the same size, a little bit smaller than the room we're in right now. And there's like shelves on the wall with grain and just dried food, like someone had been canning vegetables and stuff. Like, but it looks really old. But there's the door that y'all just came through, and there's a door going out. But you don't really need the torch. I mean, if you want to put the torch out, you can.
I put the torch up and I asked Summer if maybe we could get some food and stuff in our backpacks before we go out the other door.
Do you want to look for food?
Yeah.
Alright, so roll D20. Y'all, what kind of food y'all looking for? Like, anything specific?
Do they have, like, just only grains?
I mean, they got, like, probably some canned. I mean, there's all kind of, like, look like someone had been canning vegetables. Like, I mean, you just want to look for something edible, pretty much. All right, so 8.
And an
All right.
18.
So, Ash, you find a jar of pickles.
Ew. Yay.
Yeah. So I'll write down a jar of pickles on your sheet over here. And Summer, you find some mouse turds. Because you're looking at this grain of, this bag of grain. You move it around. It looks like a little mouse that nibbled in the grain. And there's some grain coming out, but there's some more mouse. There's this mouse turd. So it doesn't look like something you really want to eat. But you do have a jar of pickles though, and you got a dog skull. So y'all are just looking around the room. What do y'all want to do now?
We could, like, we got some food, and I'm like, hey, that's some good stuff. Why don't you eat that? And she's like,
What do you do when she tells you that? What do you point to that grain she saw?
yeah, I'm like, okay, I already drank that. Maybe don't eat that.
What do you say when she says that to you?
I say, girl, you crazy. I'm never eating that.
Oh God, you crazy girl. So, all right, so you got the door y'all came out of from downstairs and the door going somewhere else, but it's shut. So you don't, what do y'all want to do? And you do remember that you heard someone upstairs walking around, but like it was close to y'all at first, like near where y'all were standing at downstairs, but then it faded off into the distance. So it's possible whatever was walking around isn't walking around anymore up there, but you don't quite know.
I'm like, maybe what was walking up here was a person. Maybe we're not alone in here.
What do you say, son?
I say, maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong.
So what do y'all want to do?
I say, I agree with yes, because I just saw, well, I didn't see. I heard someone upstairs. We heard someone upstairs, like, and it just faded.
So you want to open up the door and see what's in the other room?
Yeah, I'm going to open up the door.
All right, so you see Ash going to the door to open the door up. So what do, Summer? You shake? You shaking? All right, so you go to open the door up and it goes.
And I'm like,
so it squeaked really good. Like the hinges were just real old, and it opens up into what looks like a kitchen.
and I'm like, well, good there's not a person in here.
Yeah, there's really old food laying around. There's flies buzzing around the food. There's like what looks like a big hunk of meat like on a table. Flies buzzing around. It smells really bad.
Is it raw?
It's pretty raw. I mean, it's just nasty looking. It smells bad. There's flies buzzing around.
Maybe we could take it because she got that skull and it can make a fire and we could cook it.
I mean, it's a big hunk of meat. It's like big. I mean, you can try to take it, but I don't know. It's gonna take most of the spots in your backpack if you try to take it.
Maybe we could just like half it with my dagger.
You can, but I mean, you can if you want to look at it better. If you want to walk up and roll a d20 and see if you see anything.
Yeah.
All right. You want to look at it too?
You go first. 15. 30.
All right. So
3.
Summer sees it, and she's like, you see like maggots crawling around, like coming out and stuff. Like it's really old and nasty looking. But Ash,
What's maggots?
baby flies, like they laid eggs in the meat, and they're hatching, they're coming out. And you hear, and if you're like really quiet, and it's hard to hear with the rain outside, but like you just hear like at least you do. But to you, it looks like a good piece of meat.
My body's tingling now.
But you didn't see all that. So she saw all that, but to you it looks like a good piece of it looks like a good piece of steak to Ash.
I'm like, I got enough grain, no thanks.
But I mean, to you it doesn't look bad though. So Summer, do you want to tell her anything? Because it looks like she's about to cut that steak up and eat it right now.
I'm like, I hear like bugs coming out and like, I don't think you should eat that. And I'm like, well, if we put it in the fire, they're all gonna fall dead. And I'm like, okay, I just remember I'm not gonna eat that.
Alright, so y'all decided about not getting the meat. There's like the sink is full of like dirty dishes and like dirty water, and it's filled up to the top, and like it's just nasty looking in there. Like it looks like this kitchen has been used here in probably the recent past, but whoever used it wasn't taking really good care of it.
So I guess we could take a couple of dishes to pour our grain on it. How dirty is it?
Well, the only thing you got is a thing of pickles. So I mean, you can just reach in the pickle jar and get a pickle.
Alright.
So do you want to look around for anything else inside the kitchen? Because I'm just telling you what y'all see without really like looking around.
You're making me feel mischievous.
Mischievous. So as y'all are like looking at dishes, you hear like, come coming towards the room y'all are at.
And we're like, oh no, he's coming, we gotta hide.
So you want to try to hide?
I'll get in like a cabinet.
So you're going to try to get in the cabinet? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to like
Better hurry, it's getting closer.
get in the cabinet too.
Alright, so y'all get in the same cabinet or different cabinets?
Same.
It's a pretty tight fit.
I don't care.
Alright, so you need y'all both roll D20.
9.
And a 5. Oh, Lord. So at the bottom of your sheet, y'all pretty good. At the bottom of y'all's sheets, there's something called stealth. It's the one before the bottom on skills. See it right there, Kiera? What number's next to it?
1. 7.
That's a 7.
Oh, 7.
Alright, so what is 7 plus 5?
12.
Okay. And then Chloe, what is 7 plus 9?
16.
Alright. So y'all get inside the cabinet, it's pretty tight fit. Like y'all are like, I mean, your face is like all like scrunched together,
Wait.
but y'all are able to get the door shut of the cabinet right when the door in the kitchen busts open. And there's a little bitty crack like in the door in the cabinet like this big, so y'all can kind of peek through it. So you see this really big, and we'll pretend this room is the kitchen right now. So y'all are like in a cabinet. This is the cabinet y'all are in. You see this really big guy come in. He's got like a pillowcase or something over his head. Like you can't see it, but it's got like eye holes. It's really well. It's not exactly what he looks like. I'm just putting it there for just representation. But the pillowcase, there's 2 eye holes, so there's blood all over. You're gonna listen. There's blood all over the pillowcase. There's blood all over him. He's got a big hatchet on his shoulder, and he comes in. He's like, and he walks over that big hunk of meat y'all are looking at, and he takes that hatchet and he goes, and he cuts off a big hunk of that meat. And y'all see him reach down, and he's about to bite it, and he goes, and he puts that meat down. And then he takes that hatchet and he starts like doing like this with it. He's like looking around.
Why is he doing that? He smells us.
He can smell y'all, but y'all can't see his face. Y'all,
Well, I have to get in my bed.
and when he did that, like you could see like the pillowcase on his face like come up, like you can tell he's breathing in, but he's just this big dirty, like he's got like all of his chest hairs poking out of his shirt. He's got really thick arm hair. He's gross looking. He looks like someone you'd see in Walmart. He's gross looking. So
do we have deodorant in the front?
I mean, you don't know. He could just smell meat. You don't know. So he's looking around. So I need y'all to roll a D20 to see if y'all don't panic. Y'all better roll high. Because y'all are getting scared. Uh-oh.
No!
Alright, so Chloe, you feel a sneeze coming on.
Oh God.
So Kiera, you see her like she's about to sneeze. What do you do?
I like hold her nose so she doesn't sneeze.
Alright, so she goes, and the guy's like, and he slams the hatchet down on the cabinet that y'all are on, and part of the blade comes through the cabinet, and it's like this close to hitting y'all in the face. Like it's so close.
How about we just ended?
And then he doesn't know y'all are there. I mean, you don't think, because he's standing right next to y'all, and he's smelling, and he goes, oh, and he pulls up his hatchet, and then he walks away, and he grabs that hunk of nasty meat, and he goes back out the room. It doesn't even shut the door, and you hear him walk off, and you hear him go, like he's yelling at something.
So he turns around.
Yeah, and he walks out. So he's just this really spooky, nasty looking man.
You want to look.
So he's gone. You heard him yelling out outside.
His belly's so big.
Yeah,
He's gonna weight.
Yeah. He's gone.
He's embarrassing.
You don't know where he went. Y'all are in the cabinet. He pulled that blade out, so there's like light shining in through because it took a big hunk of wood out of that cabinet, and he left. So what do y'all do now?
We get out of the cabinet, and I'm like,
Are you like talking loud, or what are you doing?
I get out of the cabinet and sneeze is coming on.
You gonna sneeze again?
And I think it's gonna be a loud one.
So are you gonna sneeze loud?
I'm like,
What do you see her? She looks like she's about to sneeze. Summer.
I hold her nose really tight. That way she couldn't
All right.
sneeze.
So Summer, you roll a d20. See if you can physically hold her face, and then you roll a d20 and see if you roll. Whoever rolls higher is the one that wins. An 8. Oh no.
Yeah!
Well, I don't know. You.
But no,
You're about to get y'all maybe get hurt. So you're trying to hold her face, and before you get there, she goes, "Oh, shoo!" really loud, and then you hear in the distance. Yeah, then you hear in the distance. What was that? So what do y'all do now?
We go to the other door and we run out.
That he walked out of. The only other door that y'all saw was, well, actually there's 2 doors, and well, there's 3 doors in the kitchen. There's the one y'all came in through that cellar entrance. There's the one he walked out of, and there's the one that you don't know where it goes.
Where it goes. Don't know where it goes.
Alright, so y'all go to that door where it goes. So you don't know where it goes.
I yell a little voice that says, nothing.
Alright, so y'all go to that door. So y'all come out of the kitchen and you're in a hallway. Y'all shut the door behind y'all.
Yeah, we shut it really quiet though.
Alright, so you shut the door. Well, it doesn't help that you sneezed really loud. So anyway, so y'all shut the door behind you and you're in this hallway. And along the side of the hallway, there's windows, but they're boarded up a little bit. And it's thundering out there. There's pictures along the wall. They're kind of crooked like these pictures, but they're not posters. There's like pictures of like a family, a real spooky looking family. There's pictures of a real cute looking puppy. Could be the puppy that you saw dead, might not be, could be that puppy. You don't know. So, but it's really old. There's pictures, and the only other door is one that's at the very end of the hall that y'all are walking down. And there's windows along this side, but they're all boarded up. And then you hear the room behind you, you hear the, oh, and you hear like someone walking around, but they don't look like they're coming. It doesn't sound like it's getting near y'all. The thunder's outside.
Does the thunder all scare him?
Thunder don't scare. You don't know. I don't think it scares him, but there's thunder outside.
So I was walking and I accidentally stepped on. Can we roll to see if it scares him?
No, I would roll to see if it scares, but you don't know.
I stepped.
Are you trying to intentionally find a creaky board to step on?
No, I was just walking my own business. And
Well, then, but as the DM, I'm the one that tells you that stuff. You don't decide. But are you trying to find a squeaky board to step on?
Let's see what he does.
So you want this big, scary man who's 4 times bigger than y'all with a big blade.
No!
Who eats rotten steak to come in there? So what do y'all do? Y'all want him to come in there?
No!
So y'all want to go down the hall to the other door?
Yeah.
Right. So y'all are walking down the hall and just thunder outside, and you hear outside.
Hey, that might have been that wolf pack that killed my mother's goats and stuff.
That's in a different game.
Oh.
So you hear like sound like a howl. It's a creepy howl outside.
Like a
wicked dog, like the ghost dog that lives up on the top of this mountain.
Oh no.
It sounds like it's getting closer. So you either got the door that's ahead of y'all, or you got the door with the big crazy man behind y'all. So what do y'all do? So, but the howling sounds like it's outside.
Are we kids?
You're 13, 14.
Like teenagers?
Yeah, you're a little older than y'all are now, but not way old.
If I say, please, we're begging you to help us fight that wolf or the wicked
Who are you saying that to? The crazy man? He
might.
Yeah.
You're scaring me.
The wolf's getting close, or something's getting closer outside.
You're scaring me.
What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do?
I'm like, okay, I'm going to the door.
So y'all run to the door? Right, as y'all are running to the door, this big, ugly wolf flies through the boarded up window and lands in front of y'all before y'all get to the door.
Ooh, he's ow.
So then y'all are here and here. The big wolf thing's there. Here's the hallway.
No. We're
No, y'all go back here.
no.
So he jumps down and blocks, like he just, like, you know how hard it was for you to get them boards off the door that time. Like he just bolts through that wood on the, and now there's glass stuck in them now. Like, y'all want to like look at them for a second? Like he busts through, so y'all want to like investigate him, see what he looks like. And when he busts through, he kind of like he falls over and he's like stumbling around. Like it took a lot out of him to. But what do y'all do while he's doing that?
I'm like, oh, are you okay? Can I get my dagger?
All right. So as you like, he busts through. You see like pieces of the board stuck in him. Like part of his face is like just a skeleton face. He's like
half of his face.
Yeah. And he gets back up on his feet and he turns around and he goes. Rrr. So it's time to roll initiative. See who goes first.
20.
Uh-oh.
It's hard. I know it's hard.
Well, you got to see if you get a 22.
I give up. I knew it's
7,
hard.
and let's see what I get. Oh, so it goes Summer, and then Ash,
yes,
and then Scary Dog. So y'all are far enough back that y'all could probably shoot it with your bow and arrows. Actually, you got short bows. So, or you can run up to it and hit it with your dagger, or you can go ahead and run back out the door the scary man is.
We can both shoot our arrows at the same time.
Well, no, you can't do that. But you could still. You get to go before he goes, so more or less you're gonna kind of do that. So what do you want to do? Run away? The when did he bust it out of? There's like just a ton of rain and wind blowing through it now. And there's like a puddle of water and blood from the dog. He's got like a big board stuck through his neck and out the other side. Like you can tell this is probably a zombie dog. So what do you want to do? Shoot your bow? All right, so you pull your bow out. So roll your blue D20. See if you hit it.
I'm about to kill that dog.
A 3. So you shoot it. The wind, like it's about to hit it, and then the wind blows through and knocks the arrow against the wall. So what do? You gonna move up, hit it with your dagger, or shoot it with your bow?
Which one would do more damage?
Well, it's always good when playing games like this to use like your ranged weapon at first, and then when it gets up close, use your melee weapon. Range is like a bow or a gun or something you can throw at it, so probably best to use your bow at first.
Yeah.
All right, so roll your D20. A 1.
Are you kidding me?
So if you get a 20, that's called a critical hit. If you get a 1, that's called a critical fail. Wah, wah, wah.
Go ahead.
So Ash pulls out her bow, her arrow, but as soon as she lets the arrow go, she like stumbles and shoots herself in the foot.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So
no!
So arrow hits her foot, and she's like, ah! So you take 1 point of damage. So Ash is now at 9 hit points. You got 10. You got 10, so now you're at 9. So you'll be all right. So now it's the dog's turn. So the dog, when he sees you do that, he's like, oh. If a dog could laugh, he would just laugh at you. Pretty much.
And I'm like, who are you laughing at, fatty?
You little girl that can't shoot a bow. But he says it like in a bar, like, but if you could speak dog, that's what it would mean. So then he's like, oh! And he comes running up to Ash. And let's see if he hits Ash. Let's see if he hits Ash. What's your armor class? That's up here.
14.
Alright, so I gotta roll at least a 14 to hit you. Oh, look what I just rolled.
No!
So you shoot yourself in the foot and you're stumbling around, that dog comes running, rawr, 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 and he jumps up.
Someone save me!
Well, she can't really do that right now. He jumps up, he does 5 points of damage to you. So he jumps up, he bites your arm, you're like, ah, and you like stumble around, and then he jumps back down.
She only has 4.
She only has 4, so y'all better beat this dog. It's like a boss fight. Be okay. You got this. You got this.
Has more than me.
It should be okay.
Can I heal her?
You can't heal her. Y'all don't got healing magic yet. You might after a while, but
What is this survival one?
that's you don't use that in combat. We'll use that some later time. So, Ash, what do? You just seen Summer just act like she's never shot a bow before, and you know she shot a bow before because she taught you how to shoot a bow. But she just went to shoot that bow, shot herself in the foot, stumbled back, and that dog ran up and bit her in the arm. And it's not like a bad bite, but a little bit of blood coming out. So you gonna attack it?
Yeah.
All right, so roll your d20. Beat that dog up. You're kind of a little mad now. Oh no! Womp, womp, womp.
I got 13.
You got a 1. So
No.
you go to swing at the dog with the dagger, and you miss, and you nick your thumb. So you take 1 point of damage. So now you're at 9. What do? Come on, man. This is the boss fight. It's got boss music playing. There's like some really, like if this is a video game. If there's a video game, there's real dramatic music playing. Like y'all got to beat this boss to get to the next level. So you better roll good. Better not roll a 1 again.
Chloe, do it.
A 13
Yes!
plus what's on your dagger. You get it says attack. So what is that? So what's 13 plus 5?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18!
So you rolled an 18, so then you get to roll a d4, so roll your little pyramid looking one, because you hit it. A 2 plus, what's the plus 3 piercing damage? See where I see that at? So plus 3, so you did 5 damage. So you kind of, after it bit you, like, oh no, you didn't, and you stab at it, and you cut off one of its legs, and it like stumbles over, and it's like, oh, but it gets back up.
How did you do that?
Because you didn't kill it.
Dogs can walk on only 3 legs. I think you wouldn't do it before.
All right,
what
so
about 2 legs?
it jumps up to you because you just hit its leg and it like tries to jump up and bite you, but then it misses and it falls down. It's just on 3 legs and it's getting back up. So it's your go.
I want to.
It's still pretty close. So I mean, it's right there in front of y'all. So you can't really use a ranged weapon. You have to use the melee.
Can I get?
Yeah.
Do I have any other?
You just have your dagger right now.
Oh no.
But it's good enough. I mean, you saw Summer. She.
Dagger.
All right. So you roll your blue d20.
You missed my name, son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dang it. Are you serious?
So you're gonna. All right. So she goes to swing her dagger, and she misses the dog, but hits you and does 1 point of damage to you because you're like,
wait,
whoa! Because you said you was covering up. You were trying to help. You saw her like she's like all like super excited to kill this thing, And she goes running,
She don't hit
and then
me.
she stumbles. Yeah, she stumbles and hits you for 1 point of damage. So now, so now it's your go. What are you gonna do?
Chloe, don't be mad at me.
Shh.
It's just
Nope,
a stupid
it's-
game.
Hey, it's not a stupid game.
It's a fun one.
So, what are you doing? She apologized to the crowd watching. It's not a stupid game. All right, so you go.
Roll my d20.
Yeah, you're gonna try to hit it.
Let's do it.
See what